fears of the coronavirus, a senior administration official said on Friday. Hundreds of Chinese tourists on vacation in Bali are scrambling to avoid going home, fearing both infection from the deadly new coronavirus and Beijing's handling of the epidemic. And meet Thailand's secret weapon in climate change battle. The United States has delayed a regional ASEAN summit scheduled to take place in Las Vegas next month due to fears of the coronavirus, a senior administration official said on Friday. Leaders from the Association of Southeast Asian Nations had been due to be hosted by President Donald Trump on March 14. The official said the United States values their relationships with the nations of this critical region and looks forward to future meetings. The announcement came as health officials in California confirmed the United States' second case believed to have been transmitted to a person who did not travel overseas or come in contact with anyone known to be ill. Trump has played down fears of a major outbreak in the United States, even as infections ricochet around the world. There are now more daily cases being recorded outside China than inside the country, where the virus first emerged in December. This according to the World Health Organization. U.S. involvement in ASEAN, which brings together nations, Southeast Asian nations, to confer on economics and security, has played a major role over the years in helping solidify U.S. influence in the Asia-Pacific region, as Washington seeks to counter the rise of China as the region's major power. Trump attended the 2017 ASEAN Summit in Manila, Philippines, but did not attend the summit in 2018. The 2019 summit, scheduled to take place in Chile, was cancelled due to widespread protest in the country at that time. A former interior minister was sworn in as Malaysia's premier on Sunday, marking the return of a scandal-mired regime to power after the last government's collapse. But ex-leader Mahathir Mohamad slammed the move as illegal. The Southeast Asian nation was plunged into turmoil a week ago as Mahathir's reformist-backed of Hope Alliance, which stormed to a historic victory in 2018, collapsed after a bid to force out leader-in-waiting Anwar Ibrahim. Mahathir, who was the world's oldest leader at 94, then quit, triggering a race for the premiership, which he ultimately lost to little-known Muhyiddin Yassin, who heads a coalition dominated by the country's ethnic Mali Muslim majority. The decision Saturday by the monarch to pick Muhyiddin was greeted with shock as Mahathir's allies claimed he had enough support to return as a leader, and sparked widespread anger that the democratically elected government was being abruptly ejected. The king appoints the country's prime minister, who must show he has the support of most MPs. Muhyiddin's coalition includes the United Malays National Organization, or the UMNO, the party of disgraced ex-leader Najib Razak, as well as a hardline group that wants a tougher Islamic laws.
I will just say thanks for the appointment today. I will issue a special statement. I will issue a special statement in the next few hours.
Meanwhile, Malaysia's ex-leader Mahathir Mohamad said he feels betrayed mostly by Muhyiddin. He said Muhyiddin was working on this for a long time and now he has succeeded. Take a look.
A man who does not have majority support will become the Prime Minister. This is a very strange thing because the result of the 14th election should be that the winners form the government. Here we are going to see from the same election, the losers will form the government. The winners will be in the opposition. We are going to ask for an urgent sitting of Parliament. At that urgent sitting, we will see who has the majority. I feel betrayed, mostly by Muhyiddin. He was working on this for a long time, and now he has succeeded.
In the Philippines, President Rodrigo Duterte has not given his nod on efforts to craft another military deal between the Philippines and the United States as a replacement for the scrapped Visiting Forces Agreement, or VFA, Malacanang said on Sunday. Presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo stressed that Duterte stands on boosting the Philippines' defense capabilities, since the help of other countries remains unchanged. On Friday, Philippine Ambassador to U.S. Jose Manuel Romualdez said talks are ongoing between Manila and Washington to come up with something similar to VFA. Panelo, however, said Duterte did not give Romualdez the authority to negotiate with his counterpart, U.S. Ambassador to the Philippines, Sung Kim, to craft a new military agreement between the two countries. He added that it could be the U.S. initiative to create a new military pact with the Philippines. The VFA, a 1998 agreement between the Manila and Washington, allows American forces to enter the Philippines without passport and visa to allow them to participate in joint military drills in the host country. The Philippines, however, sent a formal notice of termination to the U.S. on February 11th. The 22-year-old military deal is effectively abrogated 180 days after the U.S. received a termination notice. Panelo reiterated that Duterte revoked the VFA because he wants the Philippines to rely on its own. Welcome back. Hundreds of Chinese tourists on vacation in Bali are scrambling to avoid going home, fearing both infection from the deadly new coronavirus and Beijing's handling of the epidemic. Concerns over the rapidly spreading outbreak prompted Indonesia to shut down all flights to and from China this month, hammering the bottom lines of restaurants, hotels, travel agents, and interpreters on the popular resort island. But with more than 2,800 dead from the COVID-19 illness on the Chinese mainland and entire cities under lockdown, immigration officials in Bali say nearly 1,000 Chinese nationals have applied for emergency visa extensions. Around 1 million Chinese tourists visit Bali each year, the second largest group of foreign arrivals after Australians, and inject hundreds of millions of dollars into the local economy. Thousands traveled there from the mainland for the last month's Lunar New Year holiday, just as the virus outbreak was beginning to snowball, prompting the lockdown of China's Hubei province, where the infection was first detected. Beijing flew home groups of overseas tourists from around Asia last month, citing the practical difficulties they faced abroad, as fears of the contagion prompted several countries to bar entry to arrivals who had recently been in China. Only a few dozen Chinese travelers in Bali took up the offer.
Actually, I'm trying to extend my visa for a few more weeks, and the reason is because the situation of the virus in China isn't getting better. and I think the data the government put out is not close to real. So I think I would just rather to stay in Bali and to watch the situation. I'll try to go back when the situation is getting better.
Rising sea levels, unchecked development, groundwater extraction, and rapid urban population growth has left millions vulnerable to natural disasters. And scientists warn the city itself may not survive the century. But Bangkok has a secret weapon in its battle to negate the impact of a hotter planet. A renowned architect who preaches mindful development over mindless construction. Watch this.
We have to do it right now to show the new coming generation that this is doable, this is possible. This is not about sitting and waiting and doing the same thing. If you just do normal building, all the students will it's just going to be the same, another building. But if you create this, you're actually going to touch and change their way of living, their way of eating, their way of understanding of sustainability that can be built in action. We offer different kind of judgment. We offer different kind of attitude towards problems.
About 30 people are being held hostage in a shopping mall in Green Hills in Manila. The hostage situation at the V Mall in the Green Hills area of San Juan is ongoing. We're following this developing story and our EBC reporter Mar Gabriel is at the scene. Mar, ano ang sitwasyon ngayon dyan?
Na hostage taking dito sa loob ng admin office nitong V Mall dito sa Green Hills sa San Juan. Ayon kay San Juan Mayor Francis Zamora, dinala na sa Cardinal Santos Medical Center ang biktima na nasa maayos naman ang kondisyon. Ayon kay Zamora, dating gwardiya dito sa mall ang suspect na natanggal daw sa trabaho. Bandang alas 10 ng umaga nang pumasok ang suspect dito sa loob ng mall at hinihikayat pa raw ang mga dating kasamahan na sumama sa kanya pero wala raw itong nahikayat. Agad daw itong dumiretso sa admin office ng mall kung saan nabaril niya ang isang biktima habang hinostage naman niya sa loob ng opisina ang nasa 30 pang empleyado. May hawak daw na pistola ang suspect at isinisigaw nito na may dala rin siyang mga granada. Posible raw na masama ang loob ng suspect sa management dahil sa pagkakatanggal niya sa trabaho. Sa ngayon, kinakausap na raw ng mga negosyador itong suspect na humiling umano na makausap mga dati niyang kasamahang gwardiya. At
Thank you very much, Mar Gabriel, and that is the latest news in the Southeast Asian nations. Stay updated about the ASEAN region. I'm Judith Tiamera, and I'm 1 with 25.